then.
Bamo, I confirm.
Say.
What they doing about ball?
Money for Chelsea.
Aye. Some come who win my girl.
How they doing about ball?
Yanum, you see doing at the ball.
Aridia.
Kaya mo fast bomb in Tiase. To be honest with you.
Aridia.
When we say football, I understand say you're full of uncertainties.
Yeah.
Be here to me see in the 90 minutes in the referee back on.
Yeah.
Mama trust di my hair yanum team ya. I don't need too much.
I don't know.
Until now, some move game na Adamu Malam no conjure magic and fano. No more grass, you know. I know.
I don't know what I'm going to
Oh, Massa. That's a young granny to grow up.
The Misa say, I don't know.
I quite my first was Liverpool, young. Messama, dear, why be me just but they are still. And just a champion.
Maybe
Kofi a champion.
Maybe you just disrespected them.
And not that. Kofi, minim say, before Mokobo Liverpool game, no. So we Chelsea fans 10 age na wa. E mu ba ku na ebia na wo confident kakra say ebia ball no kra na nya say ebia mu kwhye o.
Yeah.
E woni team say ebia mbati anya draw bi. But to beat this Liverpool team with Mobafo we.
Yeah.
Oh Kofi munyai.
Inza make say maybe you disrespected
maybe
boys no.
Look,
I say Chelsea.
but they are still tackling. And on the tackles.
Yeah.
So under pressure.
Yeah.
How are you calm?
Yeah.
To pass the ball.
Yeah. But these are normal attributes of body.
No.
Okay, be out.
Oh yeah. One almost a Saturday na me catch now.
Yeah.
A ban ball no bar super.
Yeah.
Or take box no.
Yeah.
But the defensive awareness poor.
Rich, and you know great. So I count you. I'm just coming there. When you say Bariashile in your French debut at age 20. Bariashile in France, they saw him as a better player than every day. I say this, Badia no Babi Pry. I can understand when people look at coach footage of Badia first season with Chelsea. Where young Krabobo. And you say Kofi Asem, I told you before. And Kadianka Yashe win and maybe can't. I know say Kofi they are fine. I told you. Even when nobody gets why I may come back. My very first time we tweeted about Badia on Twitter. Oh, some people came to call me names. I called Badiashile Rolls Royce.
Hey!
Yes.
Badiashile?
Yes.
Rolls Royce?
Yes, because of what I had seen of the boy. You see, sometimes as an analyst, everyone might be maybe unpopular. And maybe that can be a little advice I'll give to young analysts. Don't be worried to put it out. Put it out. Okay. Don't be shy.
But I'm going to baby. I'm going to
maybe you say you're my friend.
Oh, Masa.
Say you said the red card. You said the red
card. Me Manchester Nimkoyi.
Oh, but
I'm going to show us the road. Oh, that's a son there. Chelsea for SM, I no pay. Richard, and I'm radios, me pump chow. Show us the way. When some crying, Nam Jam or Unions, you go coffee. Huh? Me see Bessin there. I quite Chelsea fans to say PSG 3-0 in the first half. My game from the Osha game from Sir Osha the tactical approach we be a person named antidote to it. Minya solution to and answer minya answers to some questions.
We'll see if I'll be able to say something.
What's our question Liverpool game?
And as only minya. The weekend started Yanko Spanish La Liga because Madrid share. Game by 2-1. Which what happened in the Spanish La Liga this weekend means that table not come back to maybe a war before this weekend.
Okay.
So last week Atletico de Madrid share Real Madrid. And Barca Coco share. But this weekend, when Madrid won by 4-1, Barca Madrid winning by 2-1. Sorry, Team My Friend Football Club Barcelona Aqua Kolusu Madrid share 3-1. Team My Friend Barcelona Aqua Kolusu by 4-1, and then they have gone second. Rich, this is the most shocking results of the weekend. I don't think say Obiya Bidiachini.
Yeah.
But I am not worried about Barca losing 4-1 because sometimes it will happen. I don't think say Barca fans edging say Ombekon beating throughout the season and as will be intimate show. The loss probably would have come. Which my worry is that in 1 week, Football Club Barcelona elusu 2-1 to Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. And we'll lose 4-1. Now, who share the game against Paris Saint-Germain and a game against Sevilla, which it looked as if it was the same style of play and opponents in the UCA. Be aggressive on Barcelona and then use that counter press against them. And what he answered it Flicker, he mentions that controllers they won't feel in Frankie de Jong and Pedri lack the movement from the attackers, and then you could not find them. Maybe the absence of Lamine Yamal and Branche and Rafinha, but it is worrying. Although Enyadi Sebas and Ibia lose faith just because Oma lose any match of the season. But then again,
no, but Kofi said, I know a major factor. Where your boss and your man how? Say boss and ni Rafinha.
Yeah.
Any you can say Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Now say boss a bit me at it here.
Maybe
a boss and yes, I have
too much space. Before that, no more.
No, until I make us say,
yeah.
So what you until I make us say, I know you're the major factor.
Okay.
Man, Barcelona, Lucy games are because against PSG, no.
Yeah.
Your poor game, no, you're so a highliner.
Yeah.
And a Rafinha probably are also ambu game maybe. Then against Sevilla, Omanya Lamine Yamal and Rafinha. Oma Kolusu 4-1.
Yeah.
To a side that they be a Barca so much simple.
Yeah. But
yeah, Barca yes, I
but in Inter make us answer rich 2 losses. I understand football fans say the team lose back to back. Now for the horn alarm bells start sharing it. But 2 losses ain't enough.
Okay.
Because Menu Emilia Bejana can say Ferran Torres are now having even more goal involvement than the other Barca attackers. Even when Lamine was absent. So any alarm bells yet. But then, of course, they say Hansi Dieter Flick a year Juma, like he said in his post-match, to get results for them. Which English Premier League in him, it was a big one. And it started from a place now Arsenal for no, almost every time they were dropping points against West Ham United. And I think say Yenyeji to Muse, although Nuno Espirito Santo is a good manager, playing against Mikel Arteta's side at this point in time, it will fear the Emirates. It wasn't going to happen for them. And our branch friend Declan Rice, they can share the goal. And our branch friend Bukayo Saka, Elbabe Twaso. And what it means is that in 100 games for our branch friend Bukayo Saka, 55 goals, 45 assists, giving him 100 goal involvement for our branch friend Bukayo Saka, and he's the youngest Arsenal player to get to that level. He is in the league of Sex Fabregas. Our branch friend Thierry Henry, who was had been 71 goals and 29 assists at 25 years and 148 days. Abrante and Bukayo Saka was 24 years and 29 days, whilst Fabregas was 23 at the time. What it means that before Senna Liverpool against Chelsea, now Arsenal are on top of the English Premier League over there with 16 big points. On Saturday, Ruben Amorim needed this. And it is because a record na enye see Ruben Amorim etwas records for the very first time. Ruben Amorim has set a good record for Manchester United, and the record is that post Alex Ferguson, he is the first manager won the 50th game I won lose. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Erik ten Hag, David Moyes, all of them. Omamoboko do 50 games in Yano. They lost all of those ones. But Rich, over the weekend, Ruben Amorim got a job done against team and friend Sunderland. United are very comfortable when teams come and open up to play against them. They will hit you with those transitions, and they will create chaos for you. I mean, Red Libri, I know that after the game, we understand that yes, now the Sunderland team no air bubble here, but when you go to Old Trafford, you need to show some respect to them. They have the quality to hit you, and that's what they did. Ruben Amorim at Manchester United so far, 50 games, 20 wins, 9 draws, 21 losses, 40% win percentage, and Okita one of them. Mason Mount, Eddie can share first goal. Rich, what do you make of Sami Lamen?
Good.
No, okay. Cross claiming,
but this against Sunderland.
We want to see him against the bigger teams.
And I said the traditional six.
Yes. But then by end the crowd now, say even although the smaller teams go back cross crowd now, you
on the you need to be bono munya kona penam yam chisem ye urade nyame na mo ground on so we no ne body language our dugout wa say no opponent bono munya kona on feel okay gra because keeper ne there we 2 G3 about say bia ye 2 kona na sa Then
the big one on Saturday. Chelsea had a lot of injuries. Now, I want to start with this, which is goal and Moises Caicedo share, I think in the 13th minute or so. And then we'll start from there. The goal that Moises Caicedo share, for me, that is where all the conversation starts from. Because from that goal, it was early in the game. And it showed exactly Nhyira Maresca Pesoye and what the plan of Chelsea was going into this match. When I saw the starting lineup, I wasn't surprised. Because Maresca did the sensible thing. Mamimbo Alejandro Garnacho on the left-hand side. Mamimbo Joao Pedro on the right-hand side. But what I was surprised with was why Enzo Maresca decided to start Abrantia, Yefreno, Malo Gusto in the middle of the pack. So Washa, almost every time a Chelsea Bebo game be a son. Now on here extra legs no. Obo Malo Gusto rather on the wing. Not Rhys James and Invertia Benfifi. But this time, he kept Rhys James as part of the back four or back three as a fullback. And then didn't play Malo Gusto as a winger, but Bono as an extra midfielder. But there was a plan. So a couple of weeks ago, OBOT Sheriff and Biano will realize that McCann several times say teams are finding Enzo Maresca out. Macheche mo say Maresca a build up a a build up shape of what we call a 3-2. It's in a 3 center backs in the game. No one have 2 midfielders, one Moises Caicedo, and then the left back or right back inverts towards him to try and control the game from there. Rich, Maresca, I told you, the needs to change Sane because teams are finding it out. And he decided to change against Liverpool. In the build-up, it was just Joshua Kofi Champon and Benoit Badiashile. Now, in the game against Benfica, Mbeka said Benoit is a good centre-back. And he showed glimpses of that. Kofi Champon as a young centre-back. Only said, before Siebako this and come, Mbeka said, Rich, Chelsea centre-back in the I believe Chelsea will have opportunities. And also Kofi Jai. And I told you that. Nhyira Mekasa trainer me can't tell. You didn't allow me, so let me tell you today. Throughout the season, this is the very first time a Chelsea have ball match or one natural left-footed centre-back. Or also one natural right-footed centre-back. Against Crystal Palace, you link on the film. Against Crystal Palace, or right centre-backs in you, Kofi Champon Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah is right-footed. It's Chelsea ball progression in now, or your angles in progressing. Then in the next game, we have about 2 right-footed centre-backs. Against a friend is a Bayern Munich, 2 right-footed centre-backs. Because Leverkusen lepra, not Benoit Badiashile lepra. The first game he played was when he played a friend Benoit Badiashile in the Champions League. Then I told you that, Rich, we are getting the angles right. Obi a natural left-footed centre-back and the angles near normal. Obi tiniabo. How did the first goal come about? Because that is when Enzo Maresca did his things, and I'll tell you more things about Nhyira Maresca you're matching. Rich, say what Jenny or tactical ball no so now. I want to see the time I go nearby, somewhere around the 13th minute. It was Benoit Badiashile. And I said, or build a ball no F3. Now if you look at him now, Senator make catch on Chelsea build up. The fullbacks no ain't inverting man be. What he does is that there is a partial inversion of both fullbacks. It's in the first line, there is an overloading of Liverpool for no. Which Benoit Nyabo, the pulsar to take his time. I think it's a little bit of or yard. Yeah. Then to your boss, opening, for him to be able to know what he will do. No. For me, that is what sets him apart in terms of what Benoit Badiashile wanted to do and how he was building up from the back. Which he started a match. Everybody accepted that. Nah, they need to take Benoit Badiashile serious. There is something that I want to show, Michelle. Can I go back? There's something that I want to show. Which, when Benoit started building up the game from the back, now all control game, they build up how he wanted to control the game on the ball. Moises Caicedo, you could tell well, so it was that build-up ability from a branch friend Benoit Badiashile. It was that solid composure on the ball from our better friend Benoit Badiashile that made a difference at the back from Chelsea. Now, Moses Caicedo J ball the Koko share. Obi say, what kind of strike is that from our better friend Moses Caicedo? Everybody is talking about a strike for our better friend Moses Caicedo. Now I've gone to Twitter, I've gotten the images that I wanted for you. And Mepe say they are Jeff Bates here zooming in their mind onto the picture in itself. Rich, Benoit Badiashile ni Chelsea first goal. And Okita Bon. Say Ushe first image now. Moses Caicedo catch Benoit Badiashile say for bon to Soboslai Chimame. Which is one of the Moses Caicedo I am. But just before he does that, Ushe slightly on top her. Malo Gusto so catch Benoit Badiashile say for bon to the side and so Emame. So you can see the Malo so and Sase. But the trick is not from either Malo Gusto or Moises Caicedo. Although game if you by no, Chelsea baited team and friend Liverpool inside goal. Now, two movements that I want you to look at: the movement of Marco Correa and the movement of our better friend Enzo Fernandez. Before say Benoit Bono, Enzo Fernandez pulled Ryan Gravenberch out. It was Enzo Fernandez in here. He is moving towards Baby Benoit Badiashile. And then I'll show you the next movement of our brand here, your friend of Marco Correa, in terms of what he does from there. Rich, Marco Correa makes sure say Bono. Immediately Enzo Fernandez comes to this area, Marco Correa. But Mohamed Salah is not tracking him. Now, immediately Enzo Fernandez comes here, it has opened up the passing lane to our brand friend Malo Gusto. Malo receives the ball, and then our brand here, your friend of Moises Caicedo, moves into the area where he can influence the play better. And Rich, from there, the Chelsea goal came. For me, it was a very, very, very well-rehearsed goal from Enzo Maresca and Mbrantiano. A shot from outside of the box from our brand here, friend of Moises Caicedo. Good tactical setup. And a good ball playing ability. Throughout the game, I like how Chelsea tried to press and counter-press. Don't be very aggressive. Rich, one thing that young time can want some ball must say obi da former I am not adding for them to be worried. I think that Chelsea phone went into this game at the wrong time for Liverpool. When I asked you that question again on Saturday, say Chelsea phone they have lost against big teams this season. For them, I quite say Paris Saint-Germain match now still won't you know. One of game you go here your international break. Let us give our all. Almost say fine. But let us give our all and win the game. And that's what they did. Because it got to a point in time in the game, Chelsea were without a recognizable centre back. Benoit Epra, Kofi Echampo Epra. Then they had to call on Jarrell Hato, who is traditionally a fullback, and then James a fullback. For almost 20-something minutes. And still. Which means they were willing to do everything to win the game. Forget tactics. Yeah. And Oma is okay. Because once I picture away, before she ever starts the game, and now James a friend of boys thing now. James friend of boys now in the huddle, this huddle. Rich, say now who shares Kaya? Omo the Kotu James and also. You could tell that James was telling his boys that he used the F word and said, we effing beat them today. Say, no movie be a show. So I think that it was about that. Rich, Marco Correa said the final goal na Chelsea share against team a friend in Liverpool. No? Or say Enzo Maresca chiro money with that exact goal. According to Marco Correa, we try to attack always because we know that Salah is always ready to attack, to play on the counter attack and will not track back. So we know that we practice, and the manager tells us that the space may be there, and that was exactly what Chelsea went on to go and then win that match. That last goal was brilliant. Rich, my Bob Moises Caicedo, I need to talk about Enzo Fernandez.
Okay,
what a game he had. And I think that now Obi Owiyasibia understands the quality of those Chelsea midfielders. Imagine as I can say, the day at Chelsea being those three midfielders all together in one game, Lavia, Enzo, Caicedo, only a few teams will be able to stand them. Because that midfield is very complete. Yo. And Obi Romeo Lavia, when he came onto the second half from Enzo Maresca, knew the quality. But there was a red card. With the coach and the Kukudi Nadi.
Okay. Indiscipline.
Coach is celebrating the goal in discipline.
How do we in discipline?
Or celebrating the goal in discipline. It's a man celebrating the match.
Match get to a match saying
Liverpool your match get to.
Who's I know can say na me kebi.
But only she can. And you wanna won kebi o. Na leg be na beka.
Mu chesi am kebi. Is it multi special mention me twam.
Is anyway twam
segment.
Yeah, say the one special mention
because say me special mention ne can show this one. Ochino say aba kan ho
but what was the
it me twam.
Mo o she match no. You so akotro e X any Facebook say nah Moses guy said you too much.
Look, Kofi, that boy. You can't be a DM.
Yeah.
DM, that road DM.
Yeah.
Obi any ho. Kasedo.
Let's see was also the goal, snake passing, any control under pressure. Yes, I can.
Bobo, too much. Eh? What they are? She the way we scan it. See, everyone's opening the ball. No, bachelors is what.
Yeah.
Shenechi, no running chen.
Yeah.
DNA semi
yeah.
Ball no men tackling and I mean
yeah. With me,
God.
Asan will take this decision.
God. Look, me Chelsea ni. But oye one player some to Chelsea game una me ha. Oma me ni gisa ko pinse bobo game no be.
I said he was a super player.
O defy role no so excellent.
Yeah.
And Arantini Bobo.
So was actually Lavia second.
Oh, Lavia. So as well team Liverpool for I don't know.
Lavia.
I'm so near Liverpool for no unfinished business. Musano.
Obey fit. Debi obey fit the Liverpool.
10 players to go.
Or dropping the shoulder. That was your ready. Now only by Stevao.
Oh, that's Arantini.
It looks as if match we. Maybe our listeners know by Adrian. I say Maresca using the subs this time with Gittins and Estevao later on in the game.
Gittins up our bargain with me. Say, Chairman, Buan once and over.
First one nephew.
About party, I say.
First one he didn't come to the party.
He didn't come to the party. When Siasia cry. Yes, I'm saying I'm going to Chelsea. I'm going getting all the way. But I think I against Liverpool, team the entire team now Casa Bobo, Chelsea entire team there.
But Liverpool fans say,
yeah, which I agree.
They said
Mohamed Salah on the day. But
the data
Alexander Isak the same thing.
The data says that they created more chances, better exit than Chelsea.
Player America said, "Yeah, Cody Gakpo, super."
Yeah.
Apparently, no team say we pick form, but Liverpool also they be another catcher. They will only concede goals, you know. Yes, overshare, but it been a 2 against Crystal Palace and then against Chelsea, you know. So opponent in the show last minute go. Where then what? Time and Chelsea say we. Time and the betting. I go there upon. What I say, my dear.
What time are you?
My dear. Message you ha. Frankie Abuana na fe yemfensi na Bismarck go so empire ala Ebra. O say Fifi. The shadow is right about Badiashile and Josh Kofi Champion at the back. They had their good day. Badiashile isn't that bad. But mostly he was sidelined because of his poor defensive awareness. True be told. Where if Chelsea ni kese pa na okasasemi. I say on car on me yarding. But they are sure he is good. On cars were that bad. But defensive awareness is there.
Most of the people that talk about Badiashile today talk about Badiashile after that injury. Okay. I'm saying that you won't see the real Badiashile
right.
Before that injury and now. Look at him. Because me, I don't think Badia is defensively bad. Last season against Newcastle,
okay.
But he is a good centre back that needs more.
But this weekend, Rasmus Hojlund has actually go beam the Napoli. And he 2-1.
I think he's comfortable when he plays in it. I think it's a Rasmus Hojlund, which sometimes leagues be a jinko for me. I don't think it's a change in a Manchester United problem. Maybe it's just that's the best place for him. And only say Napoli they can lose it to AC Milan. They needed to get back and get results. And in getting that results, it was at home. And Diego Armando Maradona there was no way they were going to throw it away. Especially when the news said AC Milan were playing Juventus of Liga at home at the Turin Stadium for Juve. It was always going to be difficult. And 15 points, now we're on top, like you said. And now on it, Frank Andre Zomba and Guisa got a job that now. At the end of the it would be a fight, it would be a fancy. Congratulations to Napoli, Rich. Yeah, the win continental.
Sure, my dear.
We'll come back and we'll see how it goes.
My dear. Is it Yakoba any Echo Anford?
Oh, Mumba show. Somebody only watching.
Just a dink and take off.
Mumba show.
And you brought the best. All right. Best my goes to Empire and so Emra Meka Yahona and Fedjmedino and see our Amane no be say Victor who's